welcome to another video. This one is going to be a little bit different to usual. Generally, I try and keep my channel really positive, really happy. I hope you've noticed that. I try and stay on a good energy for the most part, and that is because that's generally how I try and live my life nowadays. Just kind of make the best out of every day, and even when I'm not feeling too great, I'll always try and whack a smile on my face. I felt inspired to make this video today just because I've been feeling a little down the last couple of days. I felt inclined to make a little video about how I deal with these kind of days and what they mean to me, and hopefully just help some of you guys out if you have a similar story to me, or even if you don't, just if you have bad days and you don't know what to do about it. I hope that some of these tips I'm about to give you might help you out. For about 10 years of my life, I struggled really quite a lot with depression and anxiety and a little bit of agoraphobia. I found it really difficult to leave the house. I found it really difficult to make friends and keep friends. I just found everything a little bit more difficult than I do now. There are lots of things I did to get myself out of that place, and I'm hoping that in the future I can do videos about this kind of thing because it's really something that is important to me, and I'm really passionate about sharing the message and making mental health a bit less of a taboo subject. It's really the reason why I called my channel and everything, like my brand, Fit Pip, Healthy to the Core. That healthy to the core bit is really important to me because I believe that health doesn't just come from exercise and food. Obviously, that's a major player, but generally, if your mind isn't in the right place, if you're not happy and settled in your own self, then it's never going to come from food and exercise. That's just not going to happen. Often when I have like a bad day or something, it can almost be a little bit scary to me because it reminds me, the feelings remind me of how I used to be. For some unknown reason, just because I get this one bad day out of so many good days, I can instantly kind of zone back into how I used to feel really like quickly. And I get a bit worried, like, oh my God, it's all going to come back. And I knew it, and I knew I hadn't completely gotten rid of it. I try to kind of nix those feelings as quickly as I can, and there are a few things that I do, little things, to help me out. This is just my quick little tips for when you're having a bad day and you just want to try and pull yourself out of it. Number one is going to be to have a shower. I know, it sounds a little bit weird. Who doesn't shower just on a daily basis anyway? Showering for me is something that can really quickly pull me out of a bad mindset and put me into a slightly better one. So it's not like I'm going to go into the shower super sad and then I'm going to bounce out of it like, way, let's start the day. But generally speaking, I find that getting into the shower is just a really, I don't know, there's something really comforting about a nice hot shower. The running water, I put some music on, I like to sing when I'm in the shower. And it kind of is just a way of getting out of my head and doing something for myself. Because at the end of the day, if you have a really terrible day and you get to the end of it and you're still feeling awful and you haven't done anything, that's almost a self-perpetuating sadness in itself, because you end up thinking, oh, I'm so sad, I haven't done anything today, and I haven't done anything today because I'm so sad. Oh my God, how do I get out of that? That was number one. Take a nice shower. And bonus points if you sing, because who doesn't love singing in the shower? Number two is going to be go for a walk, get some fresh air, take yourself out of the environment that you are in, where you're feeling very trapped and sad and upset. I know I mentioned earlier that I struggled a little bit with agoraphobia for a little while, so I understand that sometimes that's not really an option. But if you're not struggling with that, if it's just a little bad day and you want to get outside and get some fresh air, that's, I think, a really good thing to do. I often struggle, I feel a bit claustrophobic sometimes when I'm inside all day. And sometimes all I need, often I'll take a shower and then I will go for a walk in the fresh air. And those two things combined really help me out. If you're someone who, when you're walking or running, you tend to get into your head a bit more, and it can turn something positive into something a little bit more negative, either go for a walk with a friend, just so you can talk about something and distract yourself that way. If you don't want to do that, you can, again, put some music on. I find that music can be really helpful because you can get really sucked into it. I love music and I really feel music like to my inner depths of my soul. And if I am going to put on some music to make me feel happier, you can bet that it's not going to be something that's very sort of depressing in itself. I love that kind of music. I love sad songs. I love that kind of atmospheric music, but there's a time and a place for music. And I do think that music can have a very positive influence on how you're feeling and your mood, but it can also add some negative feelings if you're already feeling negative. So just be careful with the music choice that you go for when you go for your walk. Number three is just an extension of number one. You've already had your nice shower, you're feeling a bit better anyway. But number three is going to be basically just to make yourself look nice. I know that sounds maybe kind of superficial and a little bit ridiculous in the grand scheme of things, but I'm just saying it because it's something that helps me. So, for example, this morning, I was just really not feeling like myself. I was really really unhappy actually. And just, every time I went to speak, I felt like I was going to cry. And that's just sometimes what we deal with, right? So I had my shower, and then before that I had my shower, I was just looking a bit crap. I had, greasy hair and no makeup on, and that's fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can't look beautiful without makeup. I'm not saying that at all. But again, if you're trying to help yourself out of a bad situation, if you just put a little bit of makeup on, make yourself look presentable, do your hair nice, don't spend loads of time on it or anything. But again, it's something that draws your focus away from what you're thinking. Your focus is on not fucking up your eyeliner sweep and that kind of thing. Yes, I like to do that. I like to have a shower. I like to make myself look nice, because if I am in a bad place mentally, generally speaking, when I look in the mirror, then it's reflected on how I feel about myself. So if I'm in a bad place, everything's in a bad place. If I'm in a bad place, my body's terrible, and I used to be leaner, and my face is ugly, and da-da-da-da-da. It just escalates. I think you probably all know what I'm talking about. So that's something that helps me, just trying to make myself look a little bit more presentable, and that's what I did this morning. So hopefully you can all tell that I made a bit of an effort for you. Number 4 is going to be do something that you love doing and that you're talented at will actually help too. Something that will give you the feeling that you're doing something productive, you're doing something that you're really good at, something that you can feel good at the end of the day. Because like I was saying previously, if you get to the end of the day and you feel like you've done absolutely nothing, you're just going to feel like a failure, and the whole thing is going to propel itself. These little things, they might not sound like anything, but if you're struggling, then really doing anything in the day for yourself is an accomplishment, and you have to remember that. So for example, like I said just before, I love music. I'm just a musical person. It's something that I find really as an escape helps me. So when I'm feeling sad, if I have the time, sometimes I will sit on my keyboard and I will either just play piano or I will write a song. When I listen to music, I tend to try and pick more happy, upbeat songs to listen to change my mood. However, when I'm writing music or when I'm being creative, if you're someone who draws or something like that, I often find actually it's the opposite. So often you almost need to write a really sad song or a really deep song or draw a picture that's got some anger in it. And it's almost a way of kind of expelling that negativity from your body. It's putting it on the paper, leave it there, writing a song, leave it there, and get on with your day. So yeah, do something creative, do something you enjoy, and just get out of your own head for a little while. And number 5 is going to be go and train, go and work out. Move. This can be really personal to different people. It depends totally what you generally do in your training and what you like to do when you're feeling a little bit down. I know people, and I used to be one of these people who would go and do a really hard HIIT workout, smash themselves into oblivion, and when you come in, you do the workout and then you leave all that negative energy just on the floor and then out you go. So there are people like that, but also there are people who find something a bit more relaxing is something good for them. Again, getting out of their head but in a different way. So maybe like a yoga, a really slow restorative yoga, a swim or a Pilates class or something like that, just to focus your energy on something different. So when you're training, all your energy is focused on holding that posture or really giving your all for that 45-second burst of hard work. And it's a way just to get out of your head and into something else. And it really helps. I just think it helps like tenfold when you move your body when you're feeling bad. Give yourself a really nice meal after you've trained. Or if you haven't trained, if you haven't managed to get the energy, just try and eat really well. Because I know you might not feel like it. You might feel like some comfort food and, giving your body some sugar and stuff to make you feel even worse than you already do. It's almost like those things when you're sad, you almost kind of accidentally make yourself sadder by the actions you partake in. But if you can make yourself a really nice healthy meal, fuel yourself, give your cells what they want, not only will your body feel better, but your mind will feel better too, because you've done something good for yourself. I used to be someone who was very kind of cynical about all these self-love practices, and I don't know why. That's just how I naturally am. My personality type is very much like, no, that's all a load of BS and whatever. But actually now, as I get a little bit older and as I have struggled with certain things and found ways to get out of them, I do find actually that is something that's really important. You have to try to find things that you're good at, and you have to try to find things that you like about yourself, things that you love about yourself, because at the end of the day, no one else is going to make you happy. You can get people out of your life who aren't serving you, and that will be a good thing, and you can bring people into your life who really do make you happy. But at the end of the day, if you are not happy as a person, no one else is going to make you happy. So if you're having a bad day, don't get me wrong, if it's one every so often and you just want to have the worst day ever and be mad about it and then just move on, fine. But generally speaking, when I have a bad day, I try to use some of these tips to just get out of my funk and get back to being my happy, positive self. I really hope some of these tips have helped you. I know they're just small things, and like I said, I'll probably go more in depth into some other things to do with depression and anxiety in the future. But for now, I just wanted to have a little light video, see if I could just give you a few tips, see if I could help you out a little bit. And yeah, let me know in the comment section down below if you like this video, if you'd like to see more videos around the kind of subject of mental health and stuff like that. And also, if you use any tips that I haven't mentioned in this video, then let me know in the comment section down below, because who knows, somebody else might really find that it aligns with them and you might be able to help someone out today. So yeah, I will see you in the next video.
But I wasn't